Kamala Harris has named the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, as her running mate for November's presidential election. The two are going to appear together for the first time at a campaign rally in Philadelphia in just a few hours. Our North America correspondent, Barbara Miller, is there. Barb, good morning. A lot of people might be going, who's Tim Walz?
Yeah, even a lot of people who've streamed into this building behind me, this arena, for that event with Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. He really shot to having a national profile just in the last couple of weeks. And that's because as Kamala Harris was searching for a running mate, a number of contenders were trying to do a whole bunch of media interviews, including Tim Walz, the Minnesota governor. And there he coined the phrase, essentially, that the Republicans, the people on the other side, were weird. Now, that word weird has really taken off as an alternative line of attack for Democrats. It's kind of taken the heat out of some of their arguments around Project 2025. It's made Tim Walz a bit of a star and put him on the short list to become the running mate. At the end of the day, we heard it was between him and Josh Shapiro, the governor here in Pennsylvania. But Tim Walz, a 60-year-old former high school teacher, former football coach who likes to hunt. He has a gun, but he also advocates for greater gun control, has won through. We asked some of the people at the campaign rally what they thought of Kamala Harris's decision. Tell us what you think of Tim Walz.
I don't know him well. I have to find out first.
The little bit I know, educator, football coach, got a big heart, seems like a really smart, articulate guy, and he's got a little bit of a punch to him that I think is really good.
Fantastic. I'm a teacher. He's a teacher. I'm excited. He cares about the middle class. He's a mobilizer and an activator for people who feel misrepresented and unheard. So I'm excited.
But not your favorite?
No.
Who did you want?
Shapiro.
Why?
He's a good guy. I like him. I'm from here, so I know more about him.
There's been a lot of discussion, Barbara, as well about the chemistry between the two, so it'll be interesting to see how they campaign together. How's the Trump campaign reacted?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see them on stage together. We heard that was an important criteria for the vice president, that she could really get on with this person. And people who know Tim Walz say he is very easy to get on with, a happy warrior, they call him, who's managed to reach across the aisle. So the thinking there, at least, is perhaps he can bring in some of the mainly white rural voters that perhaps went over to Trump in 2016 and even in 2020. J.D. Vance is also here in town, the Republican vice presidential pick, and he's describing Tim Walz as a dangerous liberal, even more dangerous than Kamala Harris. He also accused the party of anti-Semitism for not picking Josh Shapiro, a Jewish man. He said that Kamala Harris had essentially caved into the Hamas wing, as he called it, of her party. He's not committing to debating Tim Walz until he's actually officially confirmed as the vice presidential pick. We think that'll probably happen at the Democratic convention later this month in Chicago, although Kamala Harris has gone through this virtual roll call event. So we're really seeing both campaigns now focusing in on swing states like Pennsylvania, this state considered essentially a must-win state. And in fact, both camps are headed tomorrow, J.D. Vance and Harris and Walz, to Wisconsin, another crucial state.